if we want to be the friend of Allah, we can learn from the life of Hazrat Ibrahim is that we must love Allah more than our wealth. Because once Allah the Sublime tested Hazrat Ibrahim, tested that does he love me more than his wealth? Then Allah sent Hazrat Jabril in uh, in in shape of human being. So Hazrat Jabril came and stood before the home of Hazrat Ibrahim and said, Allahu Akbar. When Hazrat Ibrahim listened this voice, so he was shocked. He came out of his home and said to that person who was Jibreel, but he was in guise of human being. Hazrat Ibrahim said to him that, will you say again Allahu Akbar? Jibreel said that if I say, what would you give me? What will you give me? Hazrat Ibrahim said that I have sheep, camels, and goats. I have a large herd. I will give you half of that. Then Hazrat Jibreel again said, Allahu Akbar. When Hazrat Ibrahim listened, he again requested him to say Allahu Akbar. Then Hazrat Jibreel said to Hazrat Ibrahim that if I say, what will you give me in return? Then Hazrat Ibrahim said that I will give you whole herd. All my cattle I will give to you if you say Allahu Akbar. Then Hazrat Jibreel said that Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Ibrahim got great comfort listening the name of Allah. Again he requested to that person that tell me again the name of Allah. Then Hazrat Jibreel said to him that now what would you give me? You have given me all your camels, goats and sheep. What have you to give me if I say Allahu Akbar? Then Hazrat Ibrahim said to him that now you have heard and you need the harder. That, so if you say Allahu Akbar, I will give you myself. I will be your harder. Then Jibreel said, Allahu Akbar. This this event, what does what lesson does it give us? The lesson which we can get from this, that Hazrat Ibrahim has love with Allah more than his wealth. He has many sheep, goats, and camels, cows, and buffaloes. But he sacrificed all whole wealth on the name of Allah, only on Allahu Akbar. First lesson which we get is that we must love Allah more than our wealth if we want to be the friend of Allah, Waliullah if we want to be. And second lesson which we get from the life of Hazrat Ibrahim is that we must love Allah more than our lives. Hazrat Ibrahim, he openly and publicly rejected the idols and idol worshipping. He openly said that there is no God but Allah. Idols are not God. We are the maker of them. Allah is our maker and we are his slaves. We are his banda. I am his banda. So we must worship Allah. Then what happened? He didn't care of his life. He openly rejected the idols. Then what happened? The king of that time ordered to arrest Hazrat Ibrahim, and he was arrested. And for taking the name of Allah and saying that Allah is our God, he was thrown into fiery furnace. In fire, he was thrown into fire, but he didn't care. He was saying, Allah, Allah is my God. Allah is our God. Second lesson is that we must love Allah more than our life. And third and last lesson which we get from the life of Hazrat Ibrahim is that we must love Allah more than our offspring, more than our sons, daughters. And Hazrat Ibrahim has given us had given sacrifice of his son. For what? Only for the pleasure of God. He sacrificed Ismail, but Allah replaced Ibrahim with a ram, and he accepted his sacrifice, and in return he made him his friend. So if these three lessons we can get from the life of Ibrahim, if we want to be the friend of Allah, we must adopt this royal road that leads to pleasure and proximity of Allah.